So here we are again, seemingly the same faces, but completely new moment. Remember, each encounter is a holy encounter. You're meeting everyone anew each time. And to the extent that we bring in the past, we think we know who somebody is. We conclude, we usually label and sometimes dismiss. We dismiss the Christ every time we judge or label anyone or anything. This is a golden moment, a golden opportunity to see anew, to reconnect with Christ. It looks beautiful to me. Mm-hmm. Very good to see you.
Should we share today's lesson?
I think so. It's 215. I am not the body, I am free, for I'm still as God created me. I'm not the body, I am free, because I'm still as God created me. I didn't change. Therefore, I'm not a body.
Love is the way I walk in gratitude. The Holy Spirit is my only guide. He walks with me in love, and I give thanks to him for showing me the way to go. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me.
Beautiful. Holy Spirit is my only guide. So love is the way I walk in gratitude. We can take this in and rest within our mind, in our heart, with this message. I am not the body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. And the Holy Spirit guides me and walks with me in love. You can sink into this. Ask for a greater experience of guidance and of the love. Oh, love is the way I walk in gratitude. Beautiful statement. Because the Holy Spirit guides. Because the love is the way I walk in trust. Because the Holy Spirit guides. More simply, love is the way I walk. I think Jesus says somewhere in the Course that it's this lesson around I am not the body, I am free, I'm still as God created me, is something we should always remember. To remind ourselves we're not the body. The body is not our home. We're on a journey, seeming journey, to realize what is our home. And where to find it. And when we find it, we become so happy. And I think here in this world, we get a taste sometimes of our home. When we go deep within to the stillness, into the peace within, and start to open the door to our true home. It's not in the world.
This children's book is coming to mind that I read when I was young. It's called Are You My Mother? It has this little baby duck, or I think it was a duck, going around all these different animals, asking them, "Are you my mother?" I think, and then the end of the book, the little baby duck finds his mother, and he's very happy. He knows it's right, and I just feel like we're kind of asking that, like, "Are you my home?" You know, we ask that of so many things. We've tried all these different things here. Are you my home? Are you my home? And none of them are ever right until we find this space within, this divine presence. And then we're very happy.
Yeah, that's sweet. I was also thinking of children, like they are like little children, you know, all of us. We actually don't really know our way, so we need a guide. And we're trusting because we don't see the big picture. God knows the big picture. God is the big picture. And the Holy Spirit can guide our steps. But we need to be humble and realize we don't see the big picture. And somewhere in the Course it says, I cannot guide myself anymore. Let me not guide myself anymore. Let me step back and let Him lead the way. Let me resign as my own teacher. It's very trusting and humbling. And I think of you, Paulina. You reached out to me late last night. I happened to be awake. So I think I may still be on Vancouver time zone a little bit. So I was awake, looked at my phone, and there her message came in. And Paulina shared that she had been guided to take her 2 cats to her new house. You know, guided in trust. And then the 2 cats disappeared. I don't know if they came back, but they did. But she was like in a mystical experience, and she thought they just actually disappeared. And they were really, there was nowhere for them to go because they were inside the house. And she couldn't see them anywhere in the house. She searched for them the whole day. So I thought, that's trust, to allow that, to bring them there, being guided, and then allow them to disappear. And she knew it was a deep lesson. Maybe you want to share.
Yes. Yeah, it was so deep, still is. I think I'm still receiving like all the lessons that Spirit had for me in this episode. Because I was really in trust. Like I really felt the guidance. Like I woke up and I felt this prompt to take care of them, and they were really in my mind, and I was just following the steps, and then like they disappeared, and we looked everywhere. And when that happened, I saw the calling. I saw that Spirit was really calling me to go deeper into the mind, and really watching these temptations to search for them in the form or do something to find them. And I did my best to stay in the trust that all I could think was like, he must be a plan. He must have a plan. And I don't know what it is. Really deep and really intense, because I knew it wasn't about the cat. Like I knew it was something really deeper. And I just did my best to let everything that was like in the surface to arise. And yeah, and I had a session. I need to give a session, and I felt the guidance to come back to the apartment and to do the session. And was the point that I text you, because I sit down to calm my mind, and I couldn't calm my mind. It was really oscillating a lot. Say, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And then I thought about you, and I opened my phone, and there were like your videos, and I say, okay, so maybe I need to text her. And you were like awake, and it was so perfect, because really helped me to remember, like, it's all about facing the fear and the guilt that they're still here, and that everything is in my mind, not really outside. So I did the session, and Michelle from our community here, she stayed there in the house to wait for them and watching the session from there. And in the middle of the session, we were like going very deep into the mind. And then she called, like, she found them. She was like looking for them all over the neighborhood, and the neighbors were like helping her, like a lot of holy encounters behind this. So Spirit was really orchestrating like everything. And when she went back from searching like in the streets all over, she found Luz, like was one of the cats, coming out from, like, they went underneath the oven, and we didn't see the hole. There was like a hole there, and we watched it like everywhere. So she saw her coming out from the. It was such a deep lesson, like a lot of miracles for everyone. Like really, the guy that is helping us painting the house, because it's gonna be like a community house, so there are like a lot of collaborations there. Even the guy, they're like, he was like searching, and then Spirit talked to him and said, oh, if you search me with such intensity that you're searching this cat, like we should search God with the same intensity. Mm-hmm. So he received the miracle and shared the miracle, and then we all shared the miracle. And yeah, it was like a very, very deep, very deep.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's beautiful, because also it's so easy to think there is a mistake or there is a problem or something went wrong, when something like this happens. But really, with the healed mind, there is no problem. It all happens in perfect order, and you were so beautifully accepting that it was a lesson. It was a call for deepening in trust and listening and releasing guilt. That's beautiful, to see everything as that, as an opportunity to learn or unlearn, release guilt, and follow guidance. Absolutely everything can be seen to be that opportunity. Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing. We can all remember what the painter said. If we seek God with that intensity, that would help our soul.
It's like the cats, he was with you all the time.
Yeah. The cats play their part perfectly. Beautiful how Spirit uses animals and pets so much. And if we see with the right mind, we can see the Holy Spirit uses everyone and everything for this purpose. Absolutely everyone and everything. There is no moment that the Holy Spirit doesn't use for our healing, for our awakening, if we give it over, if we open to that possibility. Before we have like a treasure chest of opportunity each and every moment.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was feeling to ask you that because it feels helpful to to understand better, like how to do this. Because when we talked yesterday, you asked if I meditate, and I paused because of like, no. I was trying to quiet my mind and really I felt there was something really deeper. So it was like I knew there was like healing, but even like there's not like an intense healing going on. I feel that there is a block in my mind to meditate. And I would love to hear from you both, like how you deal with that, because my spiritual path, it really started with meditation, like a Zen meditation. And after the course, I think, I don't know, I lost the practice. For me, it's more like easy to like spend my whole day like in meditation, like using everything that is happening to training my mind, but really like the practice of meditating, it, I don't know, it feels that I disconnected, and but if I'm feeling the call to meditate.
Well, thank you. I think that's good that you asked. I think I asked you that because you were sharing that you were in a very deep place, deep experience. So I think it was just, something that came out of me. Were you meditating? So, but like you, I was also a meditator. My spiritual path started with transcendental meditation for many years. And I had to meditate because the world was just too much to try to figure out. So I just meditated. And the course came in and I meditated differently. And I feel that, we start to transcend the world more and more, and we don't have to maybe always sit in deep meditation with our eyes closed. When we really work with the Holy Spirit in every moment, our life becomes a meditation, And there are times when we're called to go in and pray and close our eyes, maybe even every day that happens. But, it's not that you have lost the capacity or that that you should try harder or something. It's just the way it goes. You become more and more present as it is, and that is your meditation. Maybe you have more.
Well, I would just say that if you do feel the pull to do it, but then something seems to get in the way, if there is some sort of barrier or resistance that you're encountering, then give that to Holy Spirit. Pray for that to be shifted so that you can join more deeply. That meditation is like a communion. It is like a singing a song with the divine self to the divine self. And to be able to be in that place it's joyful. It's really amazing. So if you find that something is sort of a layer between you and that experience, then definitely offer that up to the Holy Spirit and see what comes up.
Thank you. Yeah, when I first started joining with David, I just couldn't stop meditating. My eyes just want to be closed and I want to go within all the time. Maybe because, I don't know why, but because I was with him and it was feeling very deep. But then there came this point when he said to me, well, Jenny, now you're on a path of relationships, not meditation. And he said, the course is just a path of relationships. And I realized, that is my path. And it took a bit of adjustment in my mind because I was so used to meditating. So, yeah. And I do feel our life becomes like a deep meditation. Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to share here? Anna, and then Richard, and then Lena.
Hi.
Hi, Anna.
Okay. I just have a question about, I was sitting on my couch this morning and a prayer came through. Teach me the difference between form and content. And I felt a little bubble go. And now I'm wondering if you have something to say on that topic. If you can give me a little bit of insight or guidance or, yeah.
Jesus says something like, leave everything that doesn't matter to me, and then I will take care of everything that matters too. Something like that.
Okay.
I'm probably not quoting it exactly the way it says, but very similar. And I see, everything that doesn't matter is form. And so we can just keep giving that to Jesus. And then he will guide us in the abstract, in spirit, But when we hold on to form, we don't want to be guided in form because the form is our projection, and it's what we like and what we don't like. It's maybe relationships or things or ways to live or, form. It's the ego's creation. So usually we protect that. We don't want, because if we leave it completely open to spirit, it's gonna first be used for our awakening, and then it's probably gonna disappear and be undone. Not probably, but inevitably, And that's what the ego is afraid of. The ego is afraid of awakening. So content is spirit, form is projection, ego projection.
Yeah, because that's what I've kind of been noticing is, like a bit of protectionism over the form. It's become very, very clear, like quite clear. Yeah. Okay. That's
Thanks.
good for now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Anna. Okay, Richard.
Yeah, I just have a couple things. One is when we were talking about meditation and stuff, question for me came up, and that I've just been noticing it's feels very difficult to meditate right now because it seems like a lot of fear comes up. And so I was just wondering, well, okay, so if that's what's happening, is it a matter of learning to just sit with that and watch it with the Holy Spirit? Like, is it something to try to practice and see how long I can do that, or is it not time right now? Or
No.
but when I close my eyes, it's like, it's the fear. And for a while, when I wasn't able to sleep and was really afraid, that's what it was. There was a sense of where if I relaxed, the fear would come up, and it was like the fear of death, as if the me needs to be responsible for this body, and when that part of the mind would relax, then it would be like, like.
Yeah, and that's what it is. You fear the undoing of your thought system as if it is the fear of death. And I feel that's what you are in a lot right now. And I do think it's helpful for you to sit with it, and maybe you do 2-minute meditations or 5-minute, or you do open-eye meditation sometimes, where you just observe your mind, observe your thoughts, hand them over, or even writing, journaling the thoughts, like a conversation with spirit, or a walking meditation. Take a slow walk in the park where you really, have a communion or conversation with spirit, like a restful inward. Because there are many ways to approach, to go within. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds to
Great.
me.
Yeah. And that the other thing was that Soren called me yesterday, and so they're inviting me to go to Mexico.
Oh.
And at first I was like, okay, how does this all work? Because I've got, get the apartment rented out, let go of the van, sell the car, and now come to Mexico. I don't know how to do all those things.
That's beautiful. Well, I'm sure they will join with you then. Maybe you just share everything with him, and collaboration in the steps.
Right. Yeah. I talked to Kristen a little bit this morning, that was a good talk. So it's just like, it feels like just trust. Okay, these things, yes, take care of these things first, and be with those things, and then go clear. But one of the things I notice in my mind is that there's a fear of missing out, by like going. And I think this has been with me too, like the question of actually saying, okay, I'm going to say yes to community living. There's such a big fear of missing out on the relationships with my other friends that are here. So that's I just wanted to put that out there, that's sitting in my mind, like somehow that I might miss out, or like Julie, for example. I go to the monastery, and then where's Julie has been one of my beloved connections, and like a fear of missing out. I'm gonna lose something.
And there's a deep fear of sacrifice. That's all it is. And the love cannot be lost. But it takes some steps to realize that. And to realize you never miss out. But I certainly know what you mean.
Right.
The fear of loss and missing out. And it is a deep journey to learn that you're never alone. You're always, near the joy of spirit, which is what you seek. And we project that onto relationships. I think if we're not with certain people, we may miss out of certain experiences. But really, all experiences in spirit, and that's what you're approaching.
Okay.
Feels like beautiful invitations and steps coming.
Right. Okay. Thank you. It's good.
Thank you. And it's like we don't know what we miss out. You don't know. There's the same joining, even if it's different flavors or different styles, but there's that joining everywhere, even in Mexico, or you go there and you're going to feel so joined and happy, and then you're going to think you're called somewhere else, you're going to miss that. It's like the ego mind gets attached,
Right.
But it's and it's beautiful just to see the love and the connection you feel with Julie and others. It's a symbol of the love in you, and that can never be lost.
As we kind of get set up for these video sessions, these Zoom sessions, there's like the settings on the video, and sometimes we shift them a little, but there's one thing you can do that actually makes it whiter and whiter. Like everything gets more and more white on the screen, and it's like our experience actually is kind of like this, where it's more and more just filled with light, and it's like the forms actually disappear into the whiteness. That's the ultimate thing, is actually to see that pure light in every person, in every situation, in everything that you do. And then there's no loss, because you're just in the light, you're in the love with everyone. And if one face looks different than another face, it doesn't really matter, actually, because it's all love.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you.
Oh, you're gonna have a great time. I can feel it.
Spirit's cheering you on. I just
You and Darren, what a team.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Big hug.
Celebration.
Okay, Lena.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi. I have the resistance in my mind, and it's so strong, and it's about joining. And I keep handing it over, and I keep handing it over. I feel helpless with it, really. And it's like I can't really sit and meditate, because it's this so strong energy. And it's like screaming and, you know, pressing me down and doing things with the body, like moving it around. Like I can't sit still. And, you know, I can't hear spirit, whatever he's guiding me to do. It's just impossible because of all this resistance. So last night, I usually sit every night to do a gratitude prayer. I write all the gratitudes that I felt during the day. I write them down. The page went blank, you know, it just disappeared. I couldn't write anything.
Yeah.
On my computer, it just...
But what you're looking at, this resistance is like the desire or the resistance to dissolve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can focus on that. The allowance of the resistance to dissolve. Instead of focusing on the resistance and on saying how, you know, how stubborn it is, we can focus on this desire that is underneath for it to dissolve. Because I hear that as you share. You're onto it. You're seeing the resistance. And that means you have a deep desire for it to dissolve. You don't want to do the resistance. Instead, there is a desire for communication. And the desire for communication draws communication to you. That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sometimes it's to see the glasses half full rather than half empty. You know, that there is the desire for communication underneath the resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need to listen to the ego's loud screams. Yeah. Okay, Lena. Love you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Good to see you.
Okay, Julie.
Yeah, I am in Ottawa. I took the plane yesterday and I arrived here. I feel that I'm still in the retreat somehow. That it keeps unfolding. Not always comfortable. It's not comfortable. But I'm watching. I'm very, very happy to be here today. It's like an extension, and I feel all the current that was there in the retreat, and it's home, basically. It's kind of a grief and a blessing at the same time. It's like I've lost something because the retreat ended, kind of thing, and at the same time I can't see my life any other ways. It's like a long retreat. I can't look at something and or talk about something and stay in the surface. It's the kind of I can't stand it.
Yeah,
but it's painful at the same time. It's like it's intense. It just feels intense. Like I experience the intensity, but I want to experience clear guidance, and sometimes I'm doubting. Like today, I have doubts. Like, am I following? Am I guided? That's what I'm doubting. So it gets troubling because it's deep. So the trouble feels deep as well. I wanted to also just address just a little bit Richard's, because yesterday he sent me a picture. I mean, he was at his apartment and he sent me a picture of a wall that at his apartment that is empty because he took off some pictures, and I felt the joy, like, wow, it looks clear, like Christian, wow, you started, like it feels so beautiful. And he was saying, like, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, like the experience of it. When you take this, we actually stop thinking about the steps, but you take a step, even a small one, it's like big doors open.
Yeah.
It's just, that's the way. Yeah. Continue. It felt so good. Like, wow. Anyways, and I might as well. I mean, I not as well, but I might go to Mexico at some point. So if you're going, I'll make sure that. But anyways, since the retreat and seeing your faces is really, 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 like, it's like honey. It's like so sweet in my heart. And it reminds me that I'm held.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Feels very vast. So I'm a bit lost, let's say. I feel lost a little bit.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing. I feel that you're held like a baby in a cradle, like you're held. And that deep prayer, may I be guided for the highest good. What are the highest steps of the Holy Spirit for me, it's beautiful. I feel your prayer. I feel that. And like with Richard, the Holy Spirit answers prayer, and it's powerful, so yeah, just trust.
Yeah, I really love that, what you just shared, that sometimes we need to clear out the pictures of the past, images of the past, even if they're beautiful stories, even if they're beautiful memories. You have to really hand them all over to spirit. And then once there's a room, you never know. I mean, big plans come in when there's room for them.
Glory to the empty wall.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Julie. And the connection and the love and the healing of the retreat is still, that will never go away, even the form of the retreat ended, but the capital R retreat just continues.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to all of you.
Hey, who else has something to lift up or share tonight? Hazel, and then Patricia.
There you go. Okay.
There you are.
Thank you, everybody. I don't know what to say. I really have no words. But I keep hearing that like this light keeps shining on in my square, and I keep going. I'm just really feeling the spirit here in this joining, and just that presence is so palpable, and it's my desire just to keep opening to that light and that joining and the guidance and the connecting. And I'm piggybacking, everyone's sharing this morning. It's just all kind of the one mind that we're all joined in, and it's just a willingness, I guess, for whatever is meant to flow in to keep joining, connecting, and trusting. I'm sort of at a place right now of feeling somewhat shut down and afraid of what's next and what's to come, and just continually having to open up to being led and letting go of that fear and the resistance and just being carried. Yeah.
How has it gone? Have you been able to have some communications about your next steps?
Yes, I have had communications.
Cool.
And they're just so strong.
Yeah.
But as is the resistance.
Mm.
The resistance, is strong, and the pull is strong, and I just have to keep following that pull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can expect some resistance when the calling is so strong. You can expect that, But you don't have to listen to that. You can trust.
So the heart is just on the verge of like melting and just kind of collapsing and widening, and it's scary.
Yeah, but follow that heart.
I will follow the heart.
It feels so beautiful. And it's great.
Just for the record, I mean, that weekend retreat was just amazing. Everything that had been it's just there are no words to explain the depth and the unwinding and the undoing and the healing that had occurred. I mean, there's just always so much more depth to feel, and I'm so grateful for all that participated, and for you to have come, and Julie and everyone that was there. It was quite miraculous. So I just want to say that for the record out loud. Very, very, very grateful. And it's I piggyback what Julie said. It's just where I want to live. I want to live in that place of deep communion with all and with spirit.
Yeah,
So
we'll
when I
hold
come
your
here,
hand. Yeah,
pardon?
we'll hold your hands in that. Yeah, in that communion.
Yeah. And we heard you when you said you go to Peru and then you go to Spain.
Or Peachland.
Or Peachland. And we all end up in Peachland.
Yeah. Everywhere, all at once, all at the same time. We're there.
Yeah. Yeah. We're always together.
Yeah. So this was my resistance to sharing. There's the ego wants to just kind of shut that down, and I won't allow it to shut it down. I just have to keep opening and to the love, the awakening.
Yeah. That's
truth.
it. Yeah. Don't let it to shut down, but just open. Yeah. It's so nice to be with you in that open heart. Oops, I think you muted yourself, Hazel.
We can't hear you right now, Hazel.
Unmute.
Yeah.
See what he's got. I was up till like 2 o'clock in the morning trying to make all these flight arrangements and everything. So now he's coming through with more of the details and yeah.
Oh, very good.
Coincidence. It's no coincidence. This is all happening simultaneously.
Exactly. No
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's so precious. Love you very much.
I love you all. Yeah. So beautiful. We're just all so joined in that, in this love. It's just undeniable.
That's where we're joined.
Thank you.
Yeah. Everywhere is Peachland.
Peachland, Peachland. Paul Simon, he needs to change the words.
There's a song, everywhere is paradise when you're with the one you love.
Peachland is Graceland.
Yeah, we can say everywhere is Peachland.
Yeah, gut-wrenching joy. It's just gut-wrenching joy. That's where we want to live.
That's it. That's the place to be. And just to keep expanding in that.
Okay.
Love you, Harry.
Love you.
Okay, next we can go to Patricia.
Hi, hello. I was so I forgot about me.
Good.
I was looking at Aaron saying, "Oh, he forgot." There's lots of resistance. So, one of the things that has been happening, it's around two months ago, I bought a brand new computer, and it was all well, and all of a sudden it started not working. And I don't want to ask anybody for help. I don't want to connect. I don't want to join. I don't want to communicate. I'm going to solve the problem by myself. So I took all my courage, and it took all the courage in the world. And I called Apple, and they are so nice. They are not the problem. I know I am the problem. So the gentleman, we start talking, I explain, he went into my file and he says, oh yes, no problem, let's work on this. We work on this 5 minutes. And he says, listen, this is the words that he used. We have to eradicate this data. It is done. You have to delete all this data. Like it's it was like, and he was saying, I want you to show me, how do you get into a Zoom room? And here I am, you know how it is when they take your computer, and I'm saying, oh, I'm going to this site and here it that way. And he says, are you kidding me? You know how to do this? And how can you go to all this trouble? Like, I mean, are you, like, he almost told me, are you insane? Well, I said, yeah, I am. But anyway. So yes, I am insane. So yeah, so tomorrow they are eradicate my data in my computer because nobody can solve it. So, and this is, people from California, these are expert, like you don't get more expert than this. But it was funny to hear that man saying, how can you go to all this trouble,
Did he mean there is an easier way to enter?
Yeah, there's an easier way. You don't have like what. And my question to Spirit, why do I cannot take the easy road? I have to have it difficult and I have to suffer. And I'm really tired of suffering. I want love, and I had enough of suffering. I'm really willing to give this up. So, and I need help because it's no fun. I don't want to struggle. I want the connection. I want to join, and I want to communicate. But gosh, it's not easy.
These are powerful prayers. I want the joining. I want the connection.
I don't want to fear light anymore.
Thank you for sharing such a powerful prayer. I can feel that you mean it.
Had enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get so angry at myself because I know I'm the one that is doing this to myself.
Yeah, you were saying that you're aware of the resistance to joining, but then you said you really want to join. That is it.
Yeah. So I'm putting this on the altar, and Holy Spirit, you decide for God for me. So
yeah, I feel that the Holy Spirit is really using the apple guys with you. You keep needing to contact them, and you resist it to the last minute, and then you do it, and then it's great.
it's compromise. Do you get this? This is compromise. You cannot solve it. You cannot solve it. Like, even like the guy was saying, even I cannot solve it. Do you get it? Like, yeah.
You could say the Apple guys are helping you get to the core of the issue.
Yeah, to the core of the issue, and no kidding. Eradicate the ego.
Yeah, feel your heart in your prayer.
And I have no doubt we'll be seeing you in person at things to come. There's no doubt in my mind.
You better believe. I'm gonna walk there. The ocean, I'll swim the ocean. Oh.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. Beautiful things to come, and yeah. And it's not far to go through the layers. You're doing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Patricia.
Mm.
We love you.
I love you too.
Yeah, I love you three.
And we just repeat today's lesson before we finish. So 215. I'm not the body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Love is the way I walk in gratitude. And I just want to say, about I'm not the body. Like, you could never be a body. Even for you, Patricia, you were so tired of feeling like it's your home, but it is true that the body is outside of you. You're never in the body. The body is already put on the altar. The Holy Spirit is my only guide. He walks with me in love. And I give thanks to him for showing me the way to go. I am not the body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Very good. Love is the way I walk in gratitude.
Feel like this shower of love pouring out to every one of you.
It's your daily shower. Cleansing shower. And thanks for joining in, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see you soon. Next time.